What made you want to come up with the name Death Loves Veronica?
I was in another project at the time, and it also had the name Veronica in it, but I didn't come up with the name, and someone else did. And so when I wanted to do a side project, I just wanted to make sure that people knew that it was mine. And
Gotcha.
it was a little confusing at first because I was in one called Veronica's Veil,
Yeah.
and it really wasn't named after me. And then I wanted to do Death Loves Veronica. I just came up with a name that wasn't taken. That was
Okay.
basically it as well.
All right. What is your creative process when making music?
Uh, so it's kind of common knowledge that I have OCD. It's
Mhm.
diagnosed by several different doctors over my lifetime. And so I repeatedly hear music in my head a lot. And sometimes it's other people's songs that are already out there, like from just movies, whatever. And then sometimes they're original. I've made it up myself and it just is there. Like I'll wake up with it sometimes. And so I'll like kind of expand upon that and try and record that sound into my phone so I won't forget it later.
Gotcha.
Um, but yeah, also I try not to listen to other people's music a lot. It sounds kind of rude, but I don't want to rip anybody off by accident,
I
which is
gotcha.
kind of hard not to do considering almost everything's been done, sort of. But
Yeah. What themes do you explore, even though they are present in your songs?
I guess nihilism, just kind
Mhm.
of a pessimistic view on life. But it's not truly me in every song. It's a character, or it's something it's not really me, but what if this happened to somebody? And I'll say it as if it's a first person experience in the lyrics so that people can relate to it if they want to.
Who and what are some bands and music are you influenced by?
For sure, Joy Division early on in my life, probably at 15, I was introduced to that. Upon returning to the States, ironically, I lived in England and had not heard of them until I
Yeah,
got back to San Antonio.
cool.
It was the scene in San Antonio that introduced me to that sound. I was more into punk rock. So I would say punk rock and then some more of the new wave style, some very little goth music. I know some people put me in the goth category. I don't mind. I just don't feel that. I mean, I like Susie and the Banshees. I like, Sisters of Mercy and all the Cure, everything. I've seen bands like that in concert, of course. Um, but I don't know, actually, I think soundtrack music and movies
Hmm.
influence me more. Like I'll watch a really good sci-fi film or a horror movie with a really cool soundtrack and I'll become inspired to write a song.
Gotcha. What albums and EPs are you proud of the most? Do you feel
Uh,
proud of the most?
I think the Chemical album, and then this last one, Corruption for the Insidious, that album has done pretty good. And I enjoyed that process. I got to work with some really cool people on that one. um, including Tim Skold and Barry Berry, formerly of Christian Death.
Hmm.
So that was pretty cool. The collab I did with Kill Shelter out of Scotland, I'm very proud of that one as well because it was an art house, not just a sound experience, but a visual experience as well.
Gotcha. And last question, will you always be grounded to dark wave and dark electro music?
Will I be what? I'm sorry.
Grounded to dark wave and dark electro music?
Um, Actually, I have experimented with some soundtrack type music.
Hmm.
Um, for short films and things like that. So I think it's always going to be dark, and the element of electro in it, just because it's easier for me to perform that type of thing live as a one person operation, so to speak. But I can't say 100%. I have actually worked with other people and tried to record other people who do different styles of music. And that is my outlet for more, I guess, different types of sounds. So yeah, I think I would stay more toward electro
Gotcha.
if I could predict it, I guess.
All right.
So
Well, that's all I have. And I personally want to thank, well, that's it. I just want to thank you for participating in this interview and
cool, yeah. And yeah, I don't mind at all. So thanks for asking.